3 years. 3 years this girl has been saving and suffering and planning. And for what? To hand it all to me on a plate. God is good.
Mommy! Mommy, is it there? Did you get it? Let me see, let me see!
Come and collect your future, my daughter. Your ticket is ready.
She is going to wake up and go mad, oh. What are we going to tell her?
Tell her? We are not going to tell her anything. By the time she wakes up, you will be at the airport. And I will be in the parlor drinking my tea.
Mommy, wait for me! Mommy!
She worked for 3 years to build that visa. They took it in 30 seconds. But what they did not know was that what God has planned for a person cannot be stolen. It can only be delayed. This is the story of Adesua.
The sun had not yet decided to rise when Adesua was already on her feet. That was how it had always been in the Osifo compound. The roosters crowed, the dogs stared, and Adesua moved. She would fold her wrapper neatly, splash cold water on her face from the bucket beside the door, and begin sweeping the compound, fetching water from the tap at the junction before the queue grew long, starting the fire for the morning soup before anyone else had opened their eyes. She did all of this quietly. That was the thing people noticed most about Adesua. Not just what she did, but how she did it, without noise, without waiting for praise. Her mother had died when she was 9, a brief illness that came in the rainy season and did not leave. Her father, Chief Osifo, loved his children but was terrified of conflict. So when he married Mama Ife 2 years later, a widow from Oromi with a daughter of her own, he told himself he was giving Adesua a mother. What he gave her, without knowing it, was a lesson in survival. Mama Ife was not the kind of woman who beat children. She was smarter than that. She used words, carefully chosen, quietly delivered, always deniable. One morning, Adesua had just finished mopping the parlor floor when Mama Ife walked in, looked at the tiles and sighed.
Adesua, you left the corners again.
I will go over them again, Ma.
Your mates are learning meaningful skills, building something, not sweeping like a house girl.
Yes, Ma.
I don't know what kind of future a girl like you expects. I am just saying.
She never stayed to hear a response. That was her method. Drop the stone, walk before the ripple. Efe, Mama Ife's daughter, was a different kind of person entirely. Pretty in the way that made people forgive her for things. Loud, warm, always laughing in a way that filled whatever room she entered. She borrowed things and forgot to return them. She had started hairdressing twice and quit both times. She had a boyfriend in Sapele who sent her recharge cards and she spent the money before it cooled in her hand. She and Adesua shared a room. At night, Efe would talk about abroad, about London, about how Nigeria was not made for serious people. One night, she lay on her back, fanning herself with an old magazine, staring at the ceiling like it had offended her.
Adesua, I need to leave this country. Honestly. You are not hearing me. London, Canada, Dubai, anywhere that is not here.
And you have nothing to say? Work toward it. Work toward it. That is all you know. Work, work, work. As if life is only about working.
I heard you. You and your serious face. What else do you want me to say, Efe? Forget it.
She turned over. Adesua closed her notebook, turned off her reading torch and lay down. In her own mind, she was already building her plan. Quietly, the way she did everything. Adesua had been trading since she was 16. Tomatoes and pepper first, then fabric from Oba Market, selling by the yard to women in the compound and nearby streets. She kept her money in a brown envelope tucked inside an old Bible her mother had left her. Not because she was hiding it, but because that envelope was the only place in that house where something of hers stayed safe. She had done a computer training program, a bookkeeping course. She told no one. She just did them. Before sunrise, between markets, after the cooking was done. The community noticed. That was the part Mama Efe could not control. One afternoon, Mama Tunde stopped her at the tap.
Adesua, how is market?
Fine, Ma. Small, but fine.
I was telling my husband just yesterday that Adesua carries herself well, respectful, hardworking. Your mother trained you before God took her.
Thank you, Ma.
God sees you, my daughter. Just keep going.
These things always got back to Mama Efe, and every compliment the compound gave Adesua landed in her ears like a quiet insult because the child everyone was praising was not hers. That evening, Chief Osifo mentioned at dinner that Chief Edosonwa had spoken well of Adesua at the elders' meeting. He said it the way men say good news, casually, without understanding what it costs the women listening.
He said she has good character, that people talk well of her.
Silence settled over the table. Mama Efe smiled, the practiced smile she kept for public moments.
Yes, Adeso tries.
Just that, Adesua tries. Not we are proud, not she's doing well, just enough to seem agreeable and not one word more. Adesua ate quietly and said nothing. Chief Osifo saw that his house was clean, food was on the table, and told himself things were in order. He did not see the way Mama Efe spoke when he left the room. He did not see how Adesua's food portion had quietly shrunk over the years. A father who avoids conflict does not keep peace, he only delays war. On the evening that would later divide her life into before and after, Adesua sat outside on a low stool sewing a blouse by the last light of the day. The generator had not come on. She was using the dusk.
You and this you're sewing, as if that is what will take you anywhere. Efe, I am concentrating. I'm only saying, you walk and walk, for what? Some of us have bigger plans. Good, pursue them. You think you are better than me. That is what it is. I don't think anything about you, Efe. I am just trying to build my own life. We will see whose life goes further.
She dropped more shells on the clean ground and went inside. Adesowa moved her stool 2 inches closer to the last orange glow in the sky and kept going. She did not know yet what was coming. She did not know that the same roof she kept, the same family she held together without being asked, would soon be the hands that undid her. But she kept sewing, quietly, steadily, the way she always did. It had taken Adesowa 3 years to build that file. 3 years of saving, of filling forms she did not fully understand and going back to fill them again, of visiting the travel agent on Sapele Road so many times that the woman at the front desk knew her name without asking, of gathering every document they requested, bank statements, invitation letters, business proof, photographs, and keeping them inside a brown envelope that she guarded the way some people guard their lives, because to her it was her life. The visa was a work and business opportunity, a legitimate program connecting skilled traders and young entrepreneurs in Nigeria to a short-term program abroad. A contact of her fabric supplier had flagged it. Adesowa had followed every instruction, attended every required local interview, and waited. When the approval letter came, she read it 4 times before she allowed herself to cry. She made the mistake of bringing it home. Not because she was careless, but because Chief Osifo's compound was still her home, and she still believed, even after everything, that good news belonged to family. She told her father first. Adesowa placed the letter before him carefully.
Papa, my visa came through. The program, the one I told you about, I have been approved.
Papa, looking up with warm eyes.
Adesowa, this is a good thing, a very good thing.
3 years, Papa. I have been working toward this for 3 years.
Your mother would have been proud.
She held those words close. Mama Efe appeared in the doorway. She had been listening. Mama Efe stepping in, voice smooth.
What is happening? What letter is that?